Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night from whatever time you are, from wherever you are watching us from.
Watu watalala tuambie good night. Anyways.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you are watching us from, or whatever time this video gets to you. We hope you are well and kept of the Lord and that you are fine. Thank you so much for being a follower of Rose Salwa, and thank you for sharing this content with your friends, and thank you for the support. We truly really appreciate. But here at Rose Salwa, we are about
vulnerability, acceptance, and hope.
Thank you so much. So we continue with our conversation one-on-one with the Salwas, but today we what are we going to discuss? We've been talking about many things, but we decided to have you guys part of our conversation. So
proud to have you having us.
So proud.
Thank you. You're humble.
Okay, so what was the topic again?
Friendship.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So on this particular sit down, we want to talk about friendship from a Christian perspective. One, we need to say that we are born again. We love the Lord, but we realized that in our previous we need to introduce ourselves in this video. So beginning from this side to this side, mimi mnanijua, I am the famous one. I am posting the ego. Pride and ego. So let me introduce them.
So my name is Samuel Duo. I'm born again. And yeah.
How do you know me?
So Rosie is my mentor.
Jina kubwa.
Hi, my name is Sophie. I am also born again. And Rosie is a friend to me.
Mimi ndio Salwa. I am the one who has donated the name to her.
And I am Rosie, the host. So karibuni sana, and let's be part of this conversation. We want to talk about friends, and friends from a Christian perspective, and Tuo is going to start us off.
Yeah, so it is an issue that it became clear to me as we talked to Rosie and Salwa, as a born-again Christian, who is my friend? Who is someone who is, when I'm in trouble, who is the closest friend that I can run to? In terms, how do I define someone to be my friend? What are the credentials that make someone be my friend? Yeah. Is it the value system? Is it the situation? I'm an architecture student. Is it my classmates?
The discussion inaenda naona tukitolewa kwa hiyo friend zone. Credentials.
Kona CV. You have to interrogate your CV.
Yeah, so what really makes someone my friend? Yeah.
How do we choose? Is it?
Yeah.
What do I look for when choosing or deciding this is my best friend?
And also, how do friendships come about? Because maybe even before you're born again, you already had friends. So what happens when you become born again?
When you accept Christ, and your friends are not born again?
Yeah.
So the question is actually, what do you look for as a believer in somebody that you consider a friend?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you look for, sir?
Of course, the correctest answer is people with the same value system as you. Yes. So basically, other Christians, who are walking the same journey and who have the same kind of goals as yourself. Yes. That is what I think I look for. But sometimes friendships are not as easy as you finding what you're looking for, because you don't go to a market and start, shopping for friends. So it's been a challenge to me I know it sounds weird, but it's been a challenge for me to make friends who I think share the same values and visions that I share. Yeah.
Why?
That is why I am here. Yeah.
Okay.
It's also been a challenge.
Well, okay.
I'd say it has also been a challenge to me. I think the challenge comes in because of personally, I'd say it's because of the environment that you're in the kind of people you expose yourself to. Because at the end of the day, those are the people that become your friends. So if you're in class, most of the time, those are the people you're exposed to. So they end up becoming your friends.
Your friends.
If you're in church most of the time, your friends will be Christians. Yeah. If you go to parties, those will be your friends.
So you're saying your environment determines
Your
is a
friends
factor that determines who your friends
will be.
become.
Oh, so factors determining your friends.
Yes.
Environment.
So environment is one of them. Like the places where you spend most of your time.
Na huyu amesema value system.
Value systems. I think those two are the critical ones. And perhaps one of the things that would speak into whether it is environment or value systems would be your faith. Because the beliefs that you have about anything, you can actually be working in a soap factory, and there are many people who come and work in that environment. But even though you are in that environment, but you can be able to see so and so, this is their value system. So and so, this is their value system, and these are my values. And based on what I believe to be important, to be good, to be acceptable, based on my beliefs, then I can make friends with people who share. I think even as we think about values, beliefs, and even environment, our faith speaks so much into our belief system. I think our faith also many a times determines even the environment that we find ourselves, because like really it will be strange to find me as a believer going to take soda in a bar. All right, because I have the option of walking into a supermarket and taking soda. I
want to evangelize.
Then those drunkards, you can find them elsewhere. You don't have to.
Then
those fellas in the bar, you could easily find them elsewhere. I'm not saying that we can't go to evangelizing into that, but if you're going there in order to make friends in the bar, you will end up doing what they do. So your value system, your faith, your beliefs will be compromised just because you gave yourself into an environment that is not conducive, that promotes your value system. So I think that faith is really critical. By the way, I think there's a time that Jesus defined who a friend is. Yes, I think
sticks closer than a brother.
Yes, that is I think in Proverbs. But Jesus said that speaking to his disciples, he said, I no longer call you servants, I call you my friends. Then he went ahead to kind of clarify who he meant his friends were. He said, you are my friends if you keep my commandments. So I think based on that, and if we were to take Jesus' definition of a friend is actually somebody who upholds the values. Because when Jesus talks about commands, he's not just talking about I tell you do and you do, don't and do. The reason why you do it or you don't do it, it's because you believe in what I believe and in what I am about. So I think a friend is somebody that you share particularly faith, the value systems. The value system. I think that is important. So as I'm choosing a friend, particularly I cannot be that I am a believer and these things that they call BFF or something like that.
Best friend.
Yes.
Forever.
I cannot be a believer and my BFF or my BF is actually a non-believer. Because we don't share. The core values of our lives are different. That's what I would say.
Okay. Okay. Go first.
I think I share in the same thought that I used to think maybe I am weak. Let's say I'm weak because personally there are, even within the circles of believers, there's a company I don't keep. Especially you can be a believer but lukewarmness. Like, yeah, we are believers, but why would we go to court and we can give 200 shillings to the policeman? That is a company I don't keep. Personally, it's not that I do everything right, but for me, I get influenced very quickly. So I copy. I copy what my friends do. I would want to be like them because I consume a lot, and when I am your friend, I am a sanguine, and you know sanguines look like we have friends from here to and back everywhere, and we are friends. But the truth is, we are very small circle. So the ones that I call friends, I keep them very close. And actually I can do anything for them because I hold dearly. So for me, and I copy what they do. I when they tell me that is wrong, I take it very positively, and I can actually stop doing something because they said. So that way, then my friend has to be a believer and a serious believer in that case. Because I also don't want to be swayed in other directions that I do not want to go there. For me, my friend is somebody that when I think about what they would think, if I think of sinning or doing something, I ask myself, if my BFF knows I did this, I will be in big problem. They will be disappointed, they will quarrel me, they will call me names, they will do all sorts of things. So I have friends, and I know that and they also know that before even I do something, I would consult them. I want to do this, what do you think? My family and I are thinking of doing this. What do you think? What do you think will be the consequences, and how do you think it will come out? So I think for me, light and darkness have nothing in common. So you can't have a friend who is not a believer and you are a believer, and you call them BFF, because you can't change them really. You know, people say they will change. You can't change, because a best friend for me is somebody that you see life together. You see many things. You can even begin companies together. You can begin projects together. You can do business together. Now, if this person is not born again, you are bound to getting into things that you would not want to get into. If they were lukewarm believer, you would probably get into things that you would not want to get into. So for me, faith and genuine faith, a working relationship with Jesus Christ. Not I am a believer because I occupy the front pews in the church. I'm a believer because my parents are elders or my parents are pastors or whatever. But a working relationship with Jesus Christ. So that's what I would be looking for in a friend.
As a believer.
Mimi, I agree with all you guys have said, and you've given the characteristics of who or what to look for in a friend. But something I think most people don't usually understand is, even within that Christian circle, you know, I can't go to a church with 100 people and make 100 friends. So there's still the natural process where personalities and so many other things influence friendships. And something I feel like most people don't usually understand from my part is that it's actually quite difficult to make a friend. So maybe the basic question I would even ask is, how do I make a friend? I know it looks like, okay, it looks natural to some people, but yeah, I know what kind of friend I'm looking for.
You
But
call
I'll
them
go
a
and tell
genuine
them,
friend.
can I go with you for lunch?
Can you be
Because
my
I've
friend?
seen your alafu anamwambia no. Point blank, no. I don't
But-
want to be your friend.
But
But
if
you
you
may select ukaona this one.
lakini ukisha ni select ati ebu ni select now select me
I
again.
have seen you have all the qualities.
Now
You-
select
you
me.
Breathe fire. You everything.
Please
Hi
select me.
Rosie.
Yes. Yes,
Do you
Sophie.
mind walking to church office with me?
For
So we just walk so that we just walk and then we can become friends.
my friend, that is very weird. It's like you are proposing.
So what do I do? Because yeah,
Well,
it's actually kind of hard to make. I've seen people who've come to church, my own church, our own church, for ages and ages, but you'll never see them with someone else. It's not because they're not Christians. Maybe they just can't make a friend. How do they approach making a Christian friend?
I think
we need a friend.
Everybody needs a friend.
yeah, I would say one, if you make friendship mechanical, you'll fail.
If it's not coming naturally.
I think friendship shouldn't be forced. It should just flow. In fact, most
Should
of the-
happen.
yes, it should just happen naturally. Most of the people that you would actually consider to be your friends, you have never given them an application that
Please,
will
Can
you
you-
consider.
Will you be my friend? It sounds like you are
In fact,
proposing.
but-
Say, are you
so you've
straight,
selected.
bwana?
You've seen. This
You
is the
straight.
person I want to
Yes,
hang out
you
with.
you actually find more natural ways
Yeah,
of actually
asking.
Without
not
vetting, you look
necessarily
like you are
asking-
interviewing them.
no you actually just relate to them. You know, hi, how are you? How was your yesterday? Some, just natural things. And slowly people warm up to each other and that becomes. But if you were to go and say, would you consider being my friend? Now you
Yeah.
see,
I am
That-
honored.
that in
Yes.
itself
Mm.
becomes suspicious. What do you want?
Exactly.
Alright?
Yeah.
Part of the reason why mentorships
Mm.
don't work
Mm.
Yes.
is because it becomes so formal
Yeah.
that you actually, people then put up masks
Yeah.
and they end up not being helped because now like I come and I say,
Mm.
now Tony, I want to work with you,
Sophie, I want to mentor you.
particularly if it is coming from the mentor, and say mentor is saying, I want to mentor you.
You have chosen one. two,
Yes.
three.
These are,
Again.
I will mentor you.
Mm.
I know there is the place of that, but then it is not
There's no
like
relationship.
if it just grows out of a relationship. And if it is a relation, because when it is a relationship, there is more freedom.
Yeah.
And you don't look at this person as that guy who is up there, who is waiting for me to make mistakes and come, such a thing. It's so natural. So I think we don't need even to work so hard to make friends. Just need
Friendships
to-
just happen.
Yeah, just relate with people as you choose the kind of company that you want to keep around yourself. And by the way, God is also involved in all these matters, that as we relate with people, He helps us to see the people that we can continue relating to and the people that we can actually give some safe distance from them, so that we are not influenced the way they are. Some of us, part of the reason why we are careful about friends is one, what Rosie said, that
I know you're easily influenced.
we are easily influenced.
Yeah.
But secondly, it's because we are also very loyal to our friends.
Yes.
Mm.
Hey.
Now you see, if you
Me,
are loyal,
if I am your friend. Now let me, that's loyalty.
Mm.
If I am your friend, Sophie, I am your friend. I will go with you to the fire and come out. Me, I am, and your enemies are my
Enemy.
me. You Bluetooth.
Bluetooth your pains and
You Bluetooth your pains and whatever. So if somebody has offended you, they have offended me.
you know. And with that loyalty, if somebody is going in the wrong direction, you are likely also going to go with them in
Yes.
that wrong direction.
Okay.
So that again makes us not to be too quick to make friends. I actually think that you should not struggle so much to have like 1,000 friends or something. Just have like 2-3 people that you actually know that these ones we agree in faith, we agree in values, and they are not about to go in a direction that will mislead me. In fact, there are people who will call me out if I'm going into the wrong direction.
And then I have another question. That so say mekuwa na mabeshte na to the time I realize you don't share a value system with these guys. Yeah. And now I want to make friends in the other who we now share value system. How do you transition, like he or she has been my friend, nasaidiana nini, she has been there for me, he has been there for me. That transition.
How do you let them go?
Yes.
You just break up and rebound. It's like break up and rebound.
Easily mechanical. That one is
No,
mechanical.
Yeah. Okay, so we can be practical.
So for me, I would think it is any
And
relationship
should you
that
cut them off completely, or is it that you're just reducing the amount of contact they have to influence you in a certain way? Like, does it mean now I should not have friends who, like, I cannot relate with anyone else other than they don't have anything to offer me?
Of
But why are you in the first place with them if they have nothing that they offer? But let me maybe say that if you value something, you create time for it. So if you realize this is not the kind of friendship and relationship that I want to have, because we don't share the value, our value systems are different. The things they love are not the things that I love. The things that they consider okay, they are not okay with me. You minimize time with such relationships, and you invest most of your time in these other relationships that you believe that you share values. And slowly by slowly, where you invest, where you put your time, that is where you will grow the friendship.
So invest
I think,
your time.
yes,
Right.
invest. If you have a friend and it is only them that you expect they will be calling you, then you're not investing in that relationship and it's not going to bear fruit.
but also don't work too hard.
Yes.
Otherwise, you will be misinterpreted.
Yes.
And desperate people will want
What is your
what do
problem?
you want or something like that. So
Intentions.
but
are
also
different.
whether if you have had a friend who is not born again, or both of you are not born again until you got born again and crossed over, of course that detaching, and you've called them BFF, you will mourn.
Yes.
Of course it's a separation, and separation is as painful as death. So you will also mourn, I am losing this person for the sake of the kingdom. So you will also feel pain. But of course, it's not that you cut them off completely. You don't cut them off completely, but now they are not your best friend. They are not. There are things you can't consult them on important matters of your life, because you're thinking we don't share the same value system. Like for example, if your BFF goes to a birthday party and you will expect, and they are not believers, you will expect that they will be drinking, there will be all those things. But this other person, so those ones you can say, sorry, I have class or what or something like that. But you need also to share with them your faith. That my faith does not allow me 1, 2, 3, 4. I have people who are not, I have friends who are not born again, but they are not my best friends. And they are not born again. And they know surely, they know for sure, Rosie, this one is a no. In fact, even before I joined full-time pastoral ministry, they would say, pastor, tuombe sisi tuchafue. You know, something like that.
Yes.
So it's important for them to know. Sometimes when they know, they actually draw that line. They know, yes, they know some can do this, some can do this, some cannot do this, cannot do this, cannot do this. So it works out for you. So that time also, because you want friends in the Christian circles. So one of the ways of getting friends is joining ministry.
It's true.
While as you serve, you'll find people like our couple friend, one of our closest couple friend. We met them in service. We met them 4 years ago. Around 4 years ago, serving in ministry. So, and we never said we want to be best friends. It just happened. Well, we call them best friends. We don't know whether they call us best friends.
Please comment.
We don't
You know who you are.
But we consider them very close to us, and we met as we served. I have another friend that I've been with. We were roommates in campus, and we were both believers. So we are best friends. She's not in ministry, and she's in another town, but we have remained together. In fact, we talk daily, on a daily basis.
Sometimes 3 times. As if it is food.
And it has to be WhatsApp video call.
Morning, lunch, night.
So that one, we just grew into friendships. At first, we didn't like each other. We used to fight. We were roommates. Over would match up or basin, you didn't make your bed, and so on and so forth. But so friendships just happen. And of course, with time, again, people are seasonal. I think that is the hardest lesson I have learned in life. There are people that will be there for you at a particular time. When that season is over, they will go. Don't force issues. Just let them go.
If you hang on them, they will hurt you.
Yes, they will hurt you. Yeah. Of course, you will feel bad. This person has left the WhatsApp group. You know, you feel ghost. But the truth of the matter is, people are seasonal. But don't ask people, can you be my friend? Ukiniuliza hivyo ndashindwa ishindwe.
Imagine me, I'd feel honored.
To be asked to be a friend.
Yani umeassess ukaona
mimi nimeweza. Mimi samba. So can you be my friend?
Sasa wewe account.
Yeah, something like that. So we hope that we have shared some insights as we have interacted with one another on matters, friendships, and what to look for when you are looking for someone to call BFF. So, and the conclusion of the matter is that you can have as many friends as possible, but when it comes to your best friend, is someone that has to have Christian values as you. They must be a believer, because now that will determine all the other factors of life. So thank you so much for being part of this conversation. From us here at Rose Salwa is a bye-bye. Till next time.
Allah.
Nimefikiria ni
Jamii watu wa subscribe.